Mrs. Holmes!
Dr. Holmes! Dr. Watson has been waiting for an hour, Mr. Holmes!
I trust this time has been well spent, Mrs. Hudson.
In a manner of speaking.
Oh, Watson, it was good of you to wait up for me.
Well, now see here, Holmes, sometimes I think you just let me play the fool.
Oh, Watson, don't make it sound so frivolous. So much a game.
Well, I think it should be for you of all people, rather like a grand chess match or a bridge game or...
Yes. All the clues laid out before you, all that strategizing. And the logic.
The deductions, yes.
But the element, my friend, the key ingredient, the spark, nay, the combustion that drives every great investigator is, Watson, passion.
Passion, you said.
Yes, my good man.
Is that what this is? Is this passion? This tattered cape? That scowl? That countenance of death?
No, Watson, no, of course not. How
Now see here, Holmes, you've gone too far. Of course I know what passion is. Oh, do you? Why, yes, of course I'll have you know. We studied it quite thoroughly in school, medical college. Passion is what gets us in trouble. Oh, I see, mostly. So you're an expert. Well, as a doctor, I see the results of passion. Why, yes, nearly every day.
Tell me just what. Like it seemed just yesterday. Just yesterday.
Well,
Oh, surely you remember. Just yesterday.
I stitched up a man whose face was carved nearly half in two by a butcher's knife. It's quite a tale of fear and jealousy to be dissected by the butcher's wife.
Passion, just yesterday. Passion, just yesterday.
Confusing passion with lust.
Is that so?
Now tell me, what results of passion do you see? Say, last Thursday.
Oh, come now, Holmes, I'll just not have you.
Come down just for the sake of argument. Passion,
Thursday, you say?
passion. Thursday last.
For the sake of argument.
Well, just for the sake of argument.
Passion,
Oh, let's just see now.
passion.
Thursday last. Oh yes, this breaks my heart, Holmes. It tears my heart. Do you remember the little chumley girl?
Blonde sort of, with green eyes, and a little bit of a lift when she got excited, and a sort of slight twitch over her right eye when she was afraid. She always wore this dirty white glove.
Astonishing! Why, Holmes, it's over 7 years ago.
No, don't say I remember her that well. Why you laugh?
Confounded man. Well,
For the sake of argument.
she turned 14 this last July. She had a baby Thursday last. I held her infant in my hands. She learned to deal with life's demands.
These have not been good to her. Passion,
Ah, such a pity.
passion,
But let me guess.
passion,
I think I know just where you're going.
passion.
The father, I suppose, is
Gone, Holmes.
oh.
Passion,
The family, then, I would suspect, is
None, Holmes, at least none I could find.
the girl, then. I would think she would be
Dead, Holmes. She's dead.
passion,
By the time I reached her,
passion,
there was nothing left.
passion.
A discarded rag, Holmes, a mere shadow at sunset, a mere breath from dying, It took all she had to bear that child, a pure and lovely little daughter, to live a rotten little life. There's your passion, Holmes. A pretty young thing in a fix like that. It's a terrible fix. It certainly is. It broke your heart. It's been more times since I felt like I had lost. Again,
There's nothing to be ashamed of, Don.
It's a terrible fix.
But,
Passion.
now just for the sake of argument, that's not passion.
If that's not passion, then what is it?
You're confusing passion with desperation.
Well, now you've done it.
damn it all, Holmes!
You've really done it.
Have you no heart? Have you no compassion in that cold and empty thing you call a heart?
That's more like passion.
I don't believe this.
Passion.
Are you still playing silly word games? Didn't you hear me? The poor girl's dead, her child's an orphan, and there's a man or beast in Chatham Pond who's used the girl. He's running loose, the poor girl's dead.
It tears at the heart,
By damnable right it does.
turns rage into fury.
Fury! It turns a man's stomach. It makes you want to
see nothing but to have justice.
justice be damned. It makes you want to see nothing but...
It predisposes one to see, hear, feel, and do nothing but drive to the resolution of the immediate conflict at hand. Does it not?
Does it? Yes. Fully so.
Glad you agree, Watson. There you have it. Passion. I couldn't have said it better myself. It derives from the heart. It drives the consuming fire of understanding in the pursuit of truth. You have studied passion, my friend, but not in your schoolbooks. I fear you may have never understood it at all until Thursday last in Chatham Hall High Street.
Quite so. Quite possibly so. All right, Holmes, your point is well made. I dare say, do you think it's too late for a glass of sherry? I'm afraid we've run me right through the wall.
Late? It's early, Watson. Dawn will be here any moment. We must get a move on.
Dawn will wait for a glass of sherry.
Dawn waits for no man nor earthly thing.
Dawn will wait. For the sake of argument, Holmes, pour me that sherry. Let us see what the dawn shall give to the needs of an aging doctor.
Ah, well said, and well earned. Here. Let us toast this night to the discovery of passion.
Oh no, Holmes, that's too painful. Let us toast to an overstuffed pillow and a feather tick. It's nearly midnight.
Mrs. Hudson! Mrs. Hudson!
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
Found it, Mrs. Hudson. Where the devil have you been? I've been looking all over.
In the wrong places. I was in the back alley just a bit, tidying up.
Well, I am off to the Cafe Royale for a bit of dinner. I wonder if you'll send a message to Dr. Watson. Let him know I wish to see him tonight, 8 o'clock.
Certainly, I'll send the boy.
That boy, Mrs. Hudson, who is he?
see that face around here more frequently, it seems.
That's you, sir. Nice lad. Runs errands, does a little shopping for me if I'm in a pinch.
Shopping, Mrs. Hudson? With money? Are you quite sure he's trustworthy?
Oh, I'm quite sure we can trust you, Mr. Holmes.
And what makes you so sure of yourself, Mrs. Hudson?
Well, for one thing, he loves you, sir, and I'm quite sure he'd
He
never...
loves? I don't think I quite heard you correctly.
Well, he doesn't come out and say it, but the boy idolizes you. I'm sure he'd never do anything improper and incur your wrath.
But Mrs. Hudson...
It works out quite well for me, I must say, and he'll do just about anything I ask.
He thinks highly of me, does he?
He worships you.
Well, whatever for? The poor lad must be ill. Has he a doctor? Have you felt his nose? Oh, Mrs. Hudson, I don't know what to make of it. What do you make of it, Mrs. Hudson? What would you do?
Do? Do nothing. This isn't some investigation, Mr. Holmes. This isn't a problem to be solved. You are famous, Mr. Holmes, in some circles at least. I know you're not used to hearing people say nice things about you. Lord knows I've rarely uttered such a thing. But the boy needs someone to look up to. Just go on about your business.
But Mrs. Hudson, really?
You're a good man deep down, Mr. Holmes. It just doesn't surface all that often.
This Hugh, does he have a last name?
Manchester.
Oh. And where does Hugh Manchester hail from, may I ask?
His mother is my sister's niece. They're from the Chatham Pond.
And this Hugh, well, I hope we can trust this Hugh. I'll hold you personally responsible if anyone should turn up missing.
You've nothing to concern yourself about, Mr. Holmes.
I didn't know you had family in Chatham Pond, Mrs. Hudson.
We don't often chat, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, well, good night, Mrs. Hudson.
The days near gone at evensong. The chores are done. The nights come on. We give our heart a time to rest.
should stop brooding. Maybe this will be fun for us.
You're right, I know. I'm not being very good company, am I? The days are fine, rummaging around in a ruin or a castle, but...
If I can help. Perhaps we need some time alone.
Alone? But the travel, you wanted to...
I wanted to be with you, and you were going to get this all straightened out. This trip was supposed to be a fresh start, but if you need some time, the sooner you get over this problem, then...
You're right, of course. What a wonderful idea. You won't mind? There's something you could do?
No, of course, plenty of things. I could go to the Bath or Stonehenge. There's lots of ruins. I just don't want our marriage to be one of them.
Well, I think that is just what you need, and the sooner the better.
It's nice to see you laugh.
So, tomorrow, you'll go to that, and I'll think.
I think you need some time. And that time starts tomorrow. Can you give me tonight?
Yes. Tonight.
Now see here, there's something that you're not telling me. It's not like you to be so secretive. It's not like you to be so evasive.
Please, John, this is a delicate matter.
I have a stake in this case, remember? Remember passion? Remember the autopsy? I demand to know what's going on.
Right, right. I'll get my notes. Just take a minute. Have a sherry.
I'm sorry, old boy. I can see what it is you're trying to do here. But now that you're sure, you are sure, aren't you?
99% yes, but I will need to have your confirmation. You see?
Yes. Yes, I quite agree. But it's been quite a while since I've seen her. I may not recognize her. She may have changed quite a bit since then.
Well, I have to say you're taking it rather well. I was afraid you'd be all raving about or melancholy.
I'm just tired of it all. Tired of all this frequenting with the criminal element. Or maybe that I'd put them both behind me, Meredith and Jimmy. But now I just hope.
Well, I'm not the best judge of such things, but I think you'll be pleased with how she's turned out. If it is Meredith, of course.
Yes, hope it is. If it is Meredith, I may get. You know.
You'll be fine, John. We'll give you time to prepare. Or perhaps a disguise.
Oh, God, Holmes, no. I'm not as young as I once was. This may be my last case.
Nonsense. You're fit as a fiddle. Besides, what would I do without you?
I'm going home. But quite enough for one evening, if you don't mind.
Certainly. I'll call for Mrs. Hudson.
No need. I'll let myself out.
Well, before you go, good consideration.
Hope. I wonder if hope is what this is all about. False hope, perhaps. Is it asking too much to want to see a grown-up beautiful girl? Is it silly of me to want a young life to cherish the world? Isn't it the duty of a father to ask the world to present its best face? For the wonder and excitement of a young girl, for the beauty and enjoyment of a young girl. Hope, if hope is all there is, then there's no disgrace. Why am I making so much of something that should just be grand? Yet it tears at my heart. Deep down there's much more it's so pointless. She'd probably scoff and wouldn't know I exist. But isn't it the duty of a father if the girl should need some guidance? My poor Jenny is gone now, such a pretty face. Am I dreaming that Meredith could take her place? Hope, if hope is all there is, then I hope it can be. Hope, if hope is all there is, then I wish the best for me.
It has to work. It only has to work if you make it work. I'm not certain I want to stake my future on waiting for you to get something accomplished. Look what it's gotten us now. That's not fair. It is fair. It's always been fair. I take the risks, I do the planning, I manage the funds. All you do is play. Play at investing, play at finding clients, play at love.
Now that's why I told her that. No more playing. You've never even seen her.
Oh, yes, I have. A wastrel. That's what she was. We laughed at her. Pitiful and scrawny with all that money coming to her. That's what's not fair. What did she know of money? What did she know of the good life? She was happy. Just glad to be alive. I trusted you. I thought things would just die down, lie low. Let the wealth just creep in, get a taste for it, whet your appetite. But your tastes have changed. Huh?
It's been a long, crazy dream. Like I can't wake up. I can't do what you ask. I'll make this work, I swear.
Well, unlike you, I've not been living in a dream world. I have to plan. I have to envision this new twist. Trust that it'll work. That it's better.
I'll leave you my thoughts.
You've written it down. My God, you are a complete amateur. I'll have to think it over very carefully. Visit no one, talk to no one until you're safely gone. Leave me now. I have to sort things out. We'll talk again tomorrow. Leave me! Because of our heart, but simplicity's always the key. Like a simple girl and a simple will. Ah, but it's not a simple world. It had to be simple coincidence that the family chose my firm, and another set of circumstance that I'd accept their terms. Helping to settle the estate was providence, I'm sure, and finding the only heir, an orphan, who could ask for more. Had young John, an aimless street boy, kept him out of jail. He owed to me his very life. He vowed he would not fail.
To arrange a meeting, two young people fall in love. A simple wedding, kept a secret out of sight of the orphanage.
Simple to locate a street girl's side. the claim. Simple to provide an alibi on the night the street girl dies. Easy to divert the attention of an orphan with lovesick eyes. Build a new life away from England, subsidized and in my debt. Make them both so free and happy. Previous life simple to forget. To let the death of an orphan no one noticed, no trace left. Change the records, only slightly obscure the truth, no contest. Let things rest, simple to do, no intent to set the stage. The good life to get accustomed to, complete the plan, it's come of age. But I'll have to make it look like he's the guilty one, not me. I've got to keep him in my debt so he can't turn on me and flee. But now simplicity is lost, it's complicated beyond hope. Simple enough to cut my losses. If I could only give them more. But that's alright, isn't it? I've done it before. I've been surviving all my life at odds with everyone. I've done it before. I've done it all before. Who's this man? It's coming very clear. The girl's in danger, for this stranger is someone to fear.
Master Stone, trustee for her estate, has found a way to cheat her. She knows nothing of her fate. She's in a terrible fix. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know Mr. Holmes, or that he always comes through. Her husband hasn't caught on to the reality yet. If he thinks someone will go,
He's not as dumb as they get.
he's in a terrible fix. The woman's after mistakes, but she will never be rich.
To that we all can relate.
Ruby Walter Street just disappeared on the night that Meredith died. Ruby took no clothes, no case, no shoes. My deductions have rarely lied.
It's a terrible fix. The woman has to be strong, or he will steal her estate, just like he's meant all along.
On the night that she died, on a ship to France was unbreakable by the name of James. But the customs office in Le Havre has no record of their names.
It's a terrible fix to no one who cares whether you live or die, disappear in thin air.
So you see, the Park Hill family saw the ultimate tragedy when the next surviving heir was killed in an accident in Leeds.
It's a terrible fix when your family dies and there's no one who knows that you're even alive. When we're far
grandfather died a lonely death, never knowing the lineage. Lived on with a girl who did on Charles and loved to teach the younger girls. Lived on without a penny to her in another dream. She owned the world. It's a terrible face when a man whose sense of justice only obscures the truth. It's a terrible face when a young girl's life is threatened by a man who knows so good. It's a terrible face. It's a terrible face. It's a terrible face. It's a
I could help if you'd let me. I could at least listen. There were lots of times the younger girls would look to me for comfort. It's probably the only time I was ever glad to be in the orphanage.
Oh, I thought we agreed not to talk about the old days.
There was once this man, a doctor, came to see me when I was sick. He wasn't like the others. He was kind and gentle. He talked to me like I was a real person, worth something. He came to see me often for several weeks, and then the other doctor came back, and I never saw Dr. Watson again.
I've pretty much forgotten all my early days.
I thought I had too. This last year has been like a dream. A dream that started with... You remember that day at the bakery?
Yes, of course.
You bought me that eclair. I thought you were very continental.
Meredith, my dream started before that day. My nightmare.
Oh, John, what is it? You must tell me.
It's me. I'm the problem. I've gotten myself into something and there's no way out.
Oh, darling, this has its ups and downs. I'm sure we could work something out. Maybe you should see a lawyer.
A lawyer! Oh, that's his way. Oh, Meredith, you are clever.
Oh, but John, you're not making any sense.
Oh, I know. None of it makes any sense. The only thing I know for sure right now is that I love you. And you're right. We do have a lot of talking to do. Let's get some breakfast, then go on a long walk. Now, just how far do you think it is to the orphanage?
Mama, can you hear me? I've heard you before, but now I need you more. Mama, can you see me? Now I need you near me. Strength is not my strong point. You've been gone so long. Point me in the right way. Get me through the next day. Show me the way. John, take my hand. Now I know the
Hello there, young man. You.
Dr. Watson, my good man, how good of you to be punctual.
Yes, Holmes. It's good of you to send that fine young man to give me your message. He's quite the lad, he is.
Yes,
make a fine detective, CJ.
Oh?
But you know, I've been thinking, I've been needing a companion, perhaps a doctor like yourself, to help him out in his cases.
Oh, well, yes, Holmes. I suppose that everyone needs a bit of help now and again, especially when they won't admit it.
Why, yes, my good man. After all, an investigation's team is essential, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
So a good partner is elementary, my dear. If I would do a serious inspection and try to make a criminal connection, I would call upon a man with expertise to apply a little risk and turn the ways of these just as simple as you please. Can't you see? Dr. Watson and me. Find the thread, a little bit suspicious. I would leave to find a suit of better pieces. So I called my friend in his laboratory, and that might be, and pretty soon we see that the natural things that we need. Dr. Watson and me.
Insist, I will take a simple vow, but resist. I'm no flattery and doubt. Resist, for I am not a simple count. It's a simple thing to grasp. I just do a little task, like a hobby, now you ask.
It's not sweet. Dr. Watson and me. But all my soul will go me out to work. They say, oh, this is out of town. They say, oh, just stay with me yourself. And please stay with me and so everyone can see that you can be on me on a day. It's elementary.
It's elementary. It's elementary.
Dr. Watson and me.
Watson, you're late!
Ah, well, Hugh, it appears that someone needs my help.
I'm anxious for you to have a look at something. It's a medical record.
So it is.
It confirms our suspicions of the identity of our friend Monica Sturgis.
Oh, how so?
Read for yourself!
Holmes? This one's in German.
So it is. And should be. It's from a small town in Deutschland where a certain young lady was treated for a mild case of pneumonia. But when it misidentified marks, scars, that sort of thing, what does it say?
I haven't the foggiest.
Birthmark. Lower left scapula, shape of boot.
That's it, Holmes, that's how I wouldn't have remembered that in a million years. It was just a smudge, really, but with the stethoscope, yes, with lower left scapula right there, yes. You've done it, Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Oh, I know, Holmes, not elementary in the least, a discovery of great magnitude. And if it is who you say, what you say it is, and I'm sure it is, it always is, well then, I wouldn't have to confront her then, would I? You'd have all the proof you need.
Well, I suppose that's true, but I really think you ought to,
Oh, I don't know, Holmes. This case is too close to the
But there's
heart.
no time, Watson. They're coming here. This afternoon.
What? Who?
Our telegram just arrived today. Look. Monica Sturgis and her husband.
Oh, 4 o'clock. Oh, well, there's so much time.
Okay, calm down. We'll go over all the details, okay? I'll have Mrs. Hudson bring up some sandwiches.
Yes, but
What? Now, here we go. Let's go over a few things, shall we? Here's a summary of everything I've collected. Orphanage records, birth registrations, and so forth. But here's something you will find very interesting about her family. You see, in 1830, it seems that there was an estate. Now, are you sure this is it?
Yes, I told you I've been here before.
It's not what I was expecting. This Holmes chap, I've read something about him once. Something about the King of Bohemia. It's not exactly the neighborhood one would expect of someone hobnobbing with royalty.
Well, he's quite peculiar. I shouldn't judge him just yet.
Finding lost people is one thing, but I hope this is something he can handle. Perhaps he can recommend someone.
Let's talk to him, tell him the whole story, see what he says, and then decide. We really haven't much time. I'm very proud of you for doing this. It's quite courageous. No matter what happens now, I love you.
Oh! That's the
Thank you, Mrs. Hudson. Mrs. Sturgis.
Mr. Holmes, this is my husband, John.
Mr. Sturgis. How nice. Please, come in. Mrs. Hudson was just making tea. You're just in time. Your message, it was rather urgent. How may I be of assistance?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, we have a rather lengthy story to tell you. I'm so sorry for the late notice, but see, we're rather pressed for time.
Well, perhaps I can save you some time and some anguish, you see. I fully understand the peril in which you find yourselves.
But Mr. Holmes, you don't understand. You see, I'm not John.
John Sturgis? Precisely. You are John Connery, presently of Heidelberg, Germany, supposedly of Sturgis overseas investments, but with no investments to be found but for a large bank account upon which you live. When you were 16, you were arrested for possession of stolen property. You did not go to jail because of the intercession of a legal counselor, an acquaintance of yours, I believe, from Chatham Pond, a man by the name of Simeon Stone.
But
Mr. Holmes, I have no idea.
And you, madam, your story is rather pathetic, is it not?
Oh.
I mean that in no sympathetic sense, of course.
now see here, we're not here to
But you are, sir. You are indeed. You are here for me to block you from the most serious circumstance. An entanglement complicated by maturity, and the realization that your target has become, in fact, a real human being.
Mr. Holmes, I want you to know that my wife has had nothing to do with it.
Well, I know. How well indeed. The suffering child. The saint of St. Agnes Orphanage. The quiet marriage arranged by Simeon Stone. The newlyweds escaped to Europe. And setting up housekeeping in the Königstrasse, language in art classes, and decorating, all to keep you busy. Your world is so busy. Never a glance back. Until now.
But how could you know so much? I hardly gave you a hint of what I really wanted.
Very elementary. See, your correspondence was so mysterious that I felt obliged to undertake the challenge of tracing your background.
But I still don't see
That, and something that my investigatory powers, the superior they may be, may never have divulged. You see, it was sheer coincidence that pointed me to you through a mutual friend. I don't believe you've ever met my associate.
No, you did mention that you had an assistant.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. John Connery. Meet my most able associate, Dr. John Watson.
It's wonderful to see you in such good health. Meredith.
May I suggest we have tea? We can take a moment. You probably have some questions. I have one or two, and then we can decide what we're going to do about all this.
So that's it. Took you 7 days to figure out nothing. You want to wait. What for? Waiting will only make it harder, make it worse, make it impossible. Can't you even see that? What's the hurry? Let's just see outside. She'll understand. Never. There's too many loose ends. Are you still in that dream world you spoke of? Wake up! You have to take action to tidy up those loose ends so that you don't go to jail for what you've done. But what have I done? You said you took all the risk. What would I go to jail for? Do I have to spell it out for you? Use your head, man. Who conspired to marry a very young orphan? Who stole her dress and jewelry so that prostitute could be passed off as her? Who took her to Europe to get her out of the way until things could settle down? Who looked the other way as long as I could keep you supplied with enough money from her estate to keep you occupied? Your travel? Her little hobbies?
But you're in this too, Martin, and that. If you blow the whistle on me, you'll go too.
Do you think I'm as stupid as you? Can't you see that I'm in control of things here? You have to do as I say or it's over for you. No future, no money, no little German wife, nothing. Nichts. Verstehen Sie? Oh, I understand. Only too well. Now what?
You found that poor girl that looked like Mary. You placed her head on the railroad tracks so that no one would recognize her. It was you that told the police it was Mary that died the night that we left for Germany. You did this!
You're not as dumb as I thought. We'll make an investment broker out of you yet.
Oh, I won't be a party to this. No, it's too much.
You have no choice.
Right. I am stupid. I let myself believe you were playing with the law.
You knew it all along.
No!
You let me do the dirty work.
I didn't know.
Don't play innocent.
No, I don't play innocent. Not anymore. I won't play anymore. It's over, Stowe.
John, after all this, after all I've done, let's think this through.
There's nothing to discuss.
I need a second. I need to think. Sit down, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. It's all quite upsetting, this thinking, rethinking. Just give me a moment to settle down. Would you like a sherry?
No, well, yes, actually.
Let me just pour it up.
Now, you may come quietly, or I will signal to Chief Inspector Lestrade, who is stationed outside.
Looks like you've got me. Very clever. And, John, I didn't know you ran with this sort of crowd. Where are your manners, my boy? We haven't even been introduced.
Holmes. Sherlock Holmes and my associate, Dr. Watson.
Holmes. Yes, well, I'm unarmed, of course. My weapon is the law, and my aim has been quite good. Good now. And how long will I be in the custody of the police?
Depends what you're charged with, and if you're charged.
Yes, well, I'm certain you've done quite a bit of research. Then perhaps a bit of light reading would be appropriate, I should think. There.
Holmes, you're right.
There he is! He's inside!
He's going in the alley.
Lestrade is waiting, I believe. Hugh and I have some statements to give.
I'd say that Dr. Watson, you took it all in good stride.
Oh, well, I had to then, didn't I? And once Johnny had got done knocking me about, I just had to remember what Holmes had planned out. I'd say it went just as you said it would.
Except for the revolver, my friend, everything was quite predictable.
Oh, I'm just glad that nobody got hurt.
You were all quite lucky in that regard.
Luck had nothing to do with it, Inspector. He no more could have pulled that trigger than vanished into thin air. His only hope was to make a clean getaway, which he might have done had he not been so deranged with greed. He had eluded us initially, had he not?
So you say, a very clever move.
There were two exits to that passageway. Once he made his escape empty-handed, he obviously had to return to the ledger. That's why I wanted the room cleared in case he had gotten away from us. Hugh was in the alley to point us towards Simeon, and Watson, well, just followed a little slower than expected.
Well, I prefer to believe that he moved it just a little bit faster than you anticipated.
How did you know he'd return?
Lust, Inspector. Lust for power. It takes money to acquire the kind of power he craved. But if he made his escape without the access to the money he spirited away, it wasn't worth going. Obviously, my inquiries were making him nervous, and he was getting too desperate to think clearly. Young John happened to notice him re-enter and gave chase.
I thought we had him. When I came inside, well, he had disappeared.
Meanwhile, I was across the street pretending to be you, Inspector.
My heavens, Mum! Don't tell anyone at the yard. You'd be so kind. I never get over being so successfully impersonated by a pretty young lady.
Don't fear the spot. Our word is as good as yours.
I'm sure, Mr. Holmes, and I'll keep my word as well. These young people have nothing to fear. I'm sure Mr. Connery will face charges, but they'll be misdemeanors. And the courts will no doubt grant probation, especially seeing as the primary victim will not be testifying against him.
I'm quite sure of that.
Well, I'd better go and see Mr. Stone down at the yard. I wouldn't be surprised if he were involved in other cases of fraud as well. Mrs. Connery, if you would stop by tomorrow and give us a statement, I'd be much obliged. Mr. Connery, if you'll just come along, I think we can get you back home before evening's on.
Yes, I'll come, of course. Mr. Holmes, I don't know how to thank you.
No need, my boy. Just a pleasant exercise, eh, Hugh?
Oh, yes. Well, Mr. Holmes, we really are grateful. And Dr. Watson, I do hope we'll be seeing you, all of you, again quite soon.
Of course, my dear.
Well, we'd better get going.
Watson will come round this evening to see how things turned out.
What? Yes, of course. That would be splendid.
I've been so lucky, coming from nowhere, living this wonderful life.
All of your questions now have been answered, I promise. There'll be no more lies. We're on our way now. I can feel it, our destinies now in our hands. We'll take it one glorious step at a time, making each morning exciting to find, and finding that love can make life what you want it to be.
Yes, Watson, you're quite right. I had previously visited Simeon's office and discovered his secret bookcase. Purely logical, a man such as that would have a secret doorway.
I don't follow.
I wish I could claim to have deduced that one, but it was pure coincidence. As I was in his office, I couldn't help but peruse his bookshelf. It's very revealing what a man reads. But as I ran my hand across the shelf, I noticed a slight draft. The secret ledger is fairly easy to locate.
The ledger, then. You've seen it, of course.
Every transaction carefully recorded.
The estate. Will the poor girl get anything?
Oh, yes. She'll have plenty to live a long life. That is if they content themselves with a simple lifestyle. Or if John wants to become an investment broker.
I have no doubt that he's had quite enough of that for quite a while. Meredith will have something to say about it, I'm sure.
True. It's truth in what you say. And you, well done, lad.
Here, here. Oh, now, run along and see what Mrs. Hudson can serve us up. I must say, fine case. Well done, Sherlock.
I'm home, Father.
Sherlock! How's the lad? Home so soon?
You sent for me, didn't you?
Did I? Yes, of course I did. We're going to the Greenwich Fair.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Who's that then?
That's Neville. Can he come too?
Is he your best friend then?
No, that's Trevor, but he lives in the Haymarket. Neville is close by.
Well, perhaps Neville can come by another day. Today, I want you all for myself. Will that be all right?
Yes, Father, that's just what I wanted you to say.
Neville can come back tomorrow. We'll find something else to do. Goodbye, Sherlock. My fine boy. You make your father proud.
What's that you say, Aunt?
Huh? Oh, were you going?
Yes, just thought I'd check in at home.
Ah, of course, yes. Thank you, John, for your assistance.
You know you can count on me.
And, by the way, do not have me dance.
What's that you say?
In your fictions, don't have me dance. You're quite correct. Your readers ought not be diverted from the facts into theatrics. Forgive my slip in this cynicism, my friend. You do me well. Mrs. Hudson,
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
have we anything to carve up for lunch? I find myself ravenous.
Oh, I think we can find something.
And Hugh, is he on the premises?
Yes, he's just washing up. Shall I send him up?
Yes, Mrs. Hudson, please do. I have an errand for him.
Sir?
So, what's all this nonsense about you wanting to become a detective?